India's Bhagavad Gita, composed in the 1st or 2nd century CE, is both epic poem and 700-verse sacred text. It tells of a dialogue between Arjuna, an ancient Indian warrior prince, and Krishna, an avatar of the god Vishnu. At first disguised as a royal charioteer, Krishna ultimately reveals his divinity to the prince on the eve of a crucial battle. The conversation that follows examines dharma, or duty, karma, or action and consequences, and yoga, or union with the divine, and explores Hindu perspectives on righteousness, self-realization, and the quest to break free from the cycle of birth and death. Appreciated as a holy book, a philosophical treatise, and an exciting historical epic, the Gita has enjoyed an enthusiastic following for millennia. Its story unfolds on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, where two warring factions of the same family, the Kauravas and Pandavas, prepare for battle. Prince Arjuna, skilled archer of the Pandavas, recognizes kinsmen, teachers, and friends among the enemy ranks, plunging him into a moral dilemma. In the grip of despair, he hesitates to fight, questioning the value of any victory achieved at the cost of loved ones' lives. In desperation, he turns to Krishna, his charioteer and disguised supernatural guide, for 11th hour counsel. Krishna's response makes up the heart of the Bhagavad Gita, as he addresses Arjuna's doubts and explains the nature of duty and right action. He confronts Arjuna with the hard truth that it's his dharma, his duty as a warrior, to fight for righteousness, even against his own kin. And in a radical departure from the thinking of heroes in the epics of other ancient cultures, Krishna instructs Arjuna to perform this tough duty with detachment, that is, renouncing attachment to the fruits of his actions. The Bhagavad Gita expounds on three key philosophical concepts that form the bedrock of traditional Hindu thought. Dharma, which encompasses duty, righteousness, and living in accordance with one's true nature and calling. Karma, the law of actions and their consequences, whereby our deeds create karmic reactions which influence our present and future lives, perpetuating an endless cycle of birth and death, only escapable by performing actions without attachment to their outcomes. And yoga, presented as a path to union with the divine, and divided into karma yoga, selfless action, bhakti yoga, devotion, and jnana yoga, knowledge. Each path can lead to self-realization and therefore to liberation. The Gita thus reveals that Hinduism and Buddhism have many key spiritual principles in common. The Bhagavad Gita is an integral part of the Mahabharata, one of the two major Sanskrit epics of ancient India, which grew by accretion from about the 4th century BCE to about the 4th century CE. The Mahabharata chronicles the epic power struggle between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. Far beyond mere ancient politics, their long conflict also symbolizes the eternal struggle between good and evil. Within this larger narrative framework, the Bhagavad Gita functions as a philosophical and spiritually instructive core. The actual historicity of the Mahabharata war is still debated, but its cultural and religious significance in India and beyond remains undeniably immense. As with all great epics, the many characters and subplots serve as archetypes, embodying universal human experiences and dilemmas. The Mahabharata's roots lie with the Indo-Aryans, who entered the Indus River Valley around 1500 BCE. Part of an Indo-European language group from which came Greek, Latin, German, and Sanskrit, which implies that the Mahabharata's many similarities to Homer's epics may stem from common origins rather than cross-cultural influences. The Gita has long inspired now legendary thinkers, including Albert Einstein, who said it always made him smile in the midst of overwhelming sorrow. Mahatma Gandhi always carried a copy of the Gita, repeatedly citing its comprehensive moral teachings and interpreting Arjuna's battlefield crisis as an epic allegory for every human's inner struggle. J. Robert Oppenheimer, dubbed the father of the atomic bomb, is said to have quoted a verse from the Gita, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds," after watching the first nuclear detonation. The Gita also profoundly influenced great minds as diverse as Goethe, Carlyle, Emerson, and Thoreau. While this stellar following demonstrates the Gita's multifaceted and international impact, and its centrality to the Hindu faith as a sacred text should never be overlooked, it's also important to acknowledge the Gita as a classical epic poem with recognizable and beloved ancient world tropes. Like Homer's Iliad, the Gita focuses on a massive conflict that will bring an entire era to its end. As Greek tragedies and both of Homer's poems do, the Gita uses supernatural machinery and features semi-divine characters. And it could even be argued that the Gita has its own Helen of Troy in the form of Draupadi, a remarkable woman over whom a years-long war is fought. Alongside its cosmic scale and exciting story, the Gita, via Krishna's teachings, also delivered a profound redefinition of the relationship between God and humans in Hindu theology. So to this day, whether we read it as a spiritual handbook or a grand adventure, the Bhagavad Gita continues to touch our lives, retaining its honored place in the pantheon of great world literature.
Mayhap you've enjoyed travels with the world's earliest heroes, yet are left wondering, why so far no dragon? Fear not, ready your longboat, row straight for our fearsome episode 8.